could I go to a restaurant and like they have Bitcoin as a payment option? You know, is there a future where we can convert our USD to Bitcoin on a much faster rate than standard current times, where you have to go through a market, transfer your funds, not wait a couple of days maybe, and then buy the Bitcoin?
Well, welcome back,
if you will. Hey, friends.
to another episode
Sometimes crypto.
the Unscripted Crypto Podcast.
Hey,
We're live.
we're live.
We're live, and I mean that literally because last night we're not meant to be here right now. I'm meant to be home sleeping, and we're here recording on a Sunday
We're getting it done.
at 10 in the morning because someone decided to
was
take
a
a vacation next week,
Yeah.
all week, and not plan ahead and tell me.
It was a good.
And it wasn't me.
I did tell you.
Not ahead.
It's okay.
Should I go?
Huh?
Should I
You
go?
might want to go before. You might.
Should I give you guys a couple?
Yes. I like ranting on here. It's fun.
This is a Williams therapy session.
It's fun. It is.
We're overbooked for Wednesday, so Sunday was the only
Sunday was
availability.
God dang it.
So we got our good friend Dean over here.
Howdy, howdy.
He always
Hey,
likes saying good friend. He's your
Good
good friend. I met him for the third time today.
come on, we've met at least 4 times.
At least 4 times.
At least 4 times.
So I learned a new term a couple weeks back. It's called gaslighting. It's gaslight him.
Gatekeep, gaslight, girl boss.
What's gatekeep?
What?
What? Jesus, another one?
Another one. That's all this lingo these days. These
Guys, I can't keep up with it.
That's funny. Yeah. Our terms all the time. Gatekeep. He's like gaslight girl boss.
You did say that.
That's a good one.
Girl boss or gatekeep?
All 3?
All 3.
Yes.
They can all work simultaneous
That's right.
in conjunction.
It's the holy trinity
Oh, that's funny.
of mental manipulation.
Of mental psyops.
Is it a psyops?
Any good psyops these days?
These days,
I think
Yeah.
it what?
I'm missing out on a lot of psyops.
Maybe.
Maybe.
we're not.
Don't we consume the psyops?
We're not in the
All the
loop.
time.
Yeah, but you could be aware of
Yeah.
of the propaganda machine.
That is very
Yo,
good.
whoever listening to this right now is going,
What the fuck?
You're,
are they
you're just
talking-
saying psyops. Even the person, I'm even going, I'm like, oh, what's exactly is a psyops? I'm like, I have to think about it. So Dean makes music.
Yo, bro.
And cold brew.
And cold brew.
cold brew.
Yo, when he first said cold brew, I thought he meant cold brew, like a beer.
Oh yeah.
And I was there like,
Williams like a brewski.
I'm like a brewski at 10 in the morning after last night.
It sounds nice, huh?
I'm like, we can make it work.
We can schedule that in real quick.
we can make that work.
Pencil it in.
That's funny.
Yeah, music, audio engineering. Used to rap when I was like 16, but I stopped doing that, so we don't have to talk about that.
Did
You brought it up.
It was
I didn't know that.
too there, huh?
So we can't tell you spit a freestyle? I'm
No,
kidding.
No.
Absolutely.
My question is, did you know how to freestyle?
No,
No.
I said I was a rapper, not a good rapper.
He's a lyricist.
That's why-
You're like, I tried 3 times and I gave up after the third time for a reason.
That's why I'm on an audio engineer now, a producer, so I don't have to talk on the
What
microphone.
does that mean?
Which part? The audio engineer.
You
the
pick
producer?
which one to start with, if I'm honest with you.
Well, the producer arranges the track, the instrumental, the kind of beats and all that stuff. The audio engineer kind of facilitates all of the audio sitting together nicely in a cohesive mix, so it translates well to different speakers.
I think that mic needs to be a little closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't going.
How's this?
Oh, okay. No, because I didn't see it going green.
Oh, I see.
When you're.
I'm getting the audio.
Heard.
Yeah.
They all serve different purposes, but they're all under the same roof, really. So audio engineers, record producers, hand in hand.
William's simple term is one makes it, the other one makes it pretty.
Precisely, yeah.
Gotcha.
One's the makeup, one's the Photoshop.
Producers of makeup.
Wait.
Well, let's retry that.
No. Producer is the model. Audio engineer is the makeup. And the mastering engineer is the Photoshop.
Oh, there's another engineer.
Yeah,
There's a lot of engineers here.
yeah, because I think that happens a lot with Kanye, right? Like he when he's done producing all the music, like the album, before it's like delayed 7 times.
Yep.
Like he drops it, and then sometimes that first rendition isn't like perfect, and then like a week or 2 later, the mastered version comes out,
Exactly, yeah.
and then that sounds much cleaner.
Oh, I see.
So sometimes it's like artistic choice where an artist, and for example, like Skrillex re-released a couple of mixes on his latest 2 albums a couple of times. Where in that case it was more artistic choice. But in situations like where you have bigger labels that might want their mastering engineers to have their take on the song in order to represent their brand better when it's on, you know, distro platforms.
The political side of the business.
Yeah, the bureaucracy
The
side
bureaucracy
of
side.
the
Red
audio.
tape.
Yeah.
The red tape.
Yeah. So in situations like that, you'll have, you know, remastered and published songs.
Because just because it's been a popular topic, Taylor did that. Swift.
Oh.
She re-released her
music.
music.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, because she didn't have she didn't own the masters, like the first couple of albums, and she didn't want to pay for them. So she was like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna remake them all and re-release them.
Good for her.
I don't think they were offering it to like.
No,
She reached out. She reached out to try to buy them back.
Yeah, maybe.
And they ignored her.
Also, like, I don't know the full story.
Yeah.
I'm just saying she did. She said F you and was like, we're gonna re-release them, and now she has like one of the biggest tours in the entire world.
She's making an absurd amount of money right now.
But she's paying her driver. Well,
Absolutely.
You saw the bonus. That
She is a relatively like stellar example of how, you know, a business owner of that caliber should be treating their employees.
Also, is that her
show? One of. Well, the production value on her shows are phenomenal too. Absolutely. Like alone in equipment with lighting and sound, you're probably talking like a couple of million at least.
So I saw a video.
Easy.
I saw a video. I sent it to the group chat. Apparently, her tours, stage lighting, design, and everything cost $150 million.
Oh wow!
And the way it works is like her truckers are on a rotation. So she does one show, one truck is there dismantling, getting. The other truck is going with the same equipment to the next show, setting up, and they're like going to like that.
Oh, so they have like
They have double
equipment setups.
Correct.
That's great.
That's how they get it done.
When you have like, I mean, that only allows you with like when you have that much capital, you can make shit like that happen. You can squeeze 2 tour dates into, you know, 2 nights back to back as opposed to splitting them 3-4 days apart because you can manage to get that equipment, you know,
on the
secured over easily.
That's why she's able to do it.
Awesome. Smart lady.
Yeah. That's also why she's giving her truckers $100K bonus because like they're nonstop going. It's like they leave one way, get to the next, can keep it moving.
All that being said, I still think her fan base is arguably like
the worst.
One of.
I mean, that's fair.
Like,
I don't care.
I'm sure they're lovely people, but
some of them are. Some of them are, but you get that with everything.
That's true. Yeah. Some people suck everywhere.
I mean, isn't she like one of the largest like pop artists?
Yeah,
country pop.
She is like #1 with a lot of stuff, so it probably comes with it.
Yeah, exactly. With that big of a following, I'm sure you're gonna find some bad apples.
Yeah.
She's currently top performer, like highest grossing right now, and this like highest most tour dates, most seats filled, most everything in this current moment.
It's like Michael Jackson status.
Really? he's like,
I didn't make the comparisons. I heard that same exact comparison on another podcast.
Only on like the popularity end of things, not necessarily related to
the class of music.
The class of music and like the other traits that are associated to the Michael Jackson legacy.
What other traits?
I don't know.
The accusations, allegations.
Yeah, he's talking about the negative. He's talking about the bad.
I wasn't relating that to this.
No, I mean, I wasn't thinking about that.
I wouldn't either.
People went crazy over
I wasn't either.
No,
just wanted to clarify.
Okay. No, I wasn't either, but you said it and I thought that's where you're going with that. I'm like, why are you making that comparison with Taylor, dog?
No. Taylor's wholesome as fuck.
The reason why I said really was because...
Nah, she gets meant to just to break up with them and make music.
Just to make music.
That's what she does.
It was because I remember seeing videos of like Michael Jackson concerts and seeing how like massive they are. Like he seemed like globally famous.
He what?
I mean,
he is.
But like
people in Guatemala know who Taylor Swift is.
Facts.
He says that makes me more laugh because there's people who live in the U.S. traveling to other countries to go see her because with flight and tickets cheaper than buying a ticket here in the States.
Yeah, because you have people scalping them and reselling them for like $10,000.
We're not talking about those. We're not talking about the animals that exist in the world. I'm just saying that the market is also wild.
That's funny.
So people leave America
to go see Taylor Swift.
Because
it's cheaper.
You know, in what other category Americans do that? They leave the country to do something because it's cheaper to do it elsewhere and come back.
Oh, I know where we're getting going.
Fill in the blank.
I mean,
what?
I was just gonna say dental care, but healthcare.
Healthcare in general. You're right.
Healthcare, like I mean, because then you have like the aesthetic care, like the bald guys going to Turkey to get their hair transplant because it's cheaper there and it's more effective, or not more effective, but it's more affordable, and there's a bigger market of doctors that can perform.
Yeah, the markets are open all over, and
But I will say, the best one isn't there. The best one's in America.
The best Taylor Swift concert? Oh, I bet.
No. The doctor is doing the hair transplant, but sure, Taylor's also the best Taylor Swift concert in America.
it's funny.
That's funny. Yeah. I mean, I haven't been to the doctor in years, but I'm sure they're all great. I'm sure they're all lovely people.
I don't think they're all lovely people.
No.
I don't think our system allows it to be lovely people. Like the way the system was created for, I used the healthcare system, doesn't allow it to be
Absolutely.
lovely people.
Here in America.
No, because most hospitals are privatized.
Yeah.
Which is shouldn't like
Well,
not that it shouldn't be. There should be. It shouldn't.
It's the standard for most, industries in America.
Yeah, there's certain industries like a hospital shouldn't be privatized. Not just that. To put up a hospital, other hospitals have to allow you to put up the hospital.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's news to me.
Really? Because that's like mafia shit.
What do you think Big Pharma is? Yeah, what do you think Big Pharma is? Not a mafia? It's not that at all, right?
They won't come knocking on your door.
No, never.
On
Also, I will say I heard that on Rogan.
a Rogan episode.
Yeah, the last
Oh,
one. The hospital being private.
Oh.
Not privatized. The hospital.
Jamie, can we verify that?
Jamie verified.
Jamie, can we pull that up?
So I don't know what validity that has. I just heard. I'm repeating it. I believe it.
I also believe everything I read on the internet.
I don't believe it. I take it with a grain of salt, guys.
Nobody
you just
would
said
go
that?
on the internet and lie.
He didn't read it.
Nobody would just lie on the internet like that.
So I know that hospitals are privatized, but don't they get government backed like grants?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
if you're getting grants from the government, then you have to meet certain requirements that the government set
In
up
theory.
for that.
But then you have lobbies that attempt to coerce the government into having different requirements for standards.
You use a very nice word there, coerce. I'm gonna say bribery. But sure.
Well, lobbying is a legalized form of bribery. So
Correct.
saying bribery is like almost founded in a lack of truth, because that's factually the incorrect term. The factually correct term is lobbying, and that's what people do, but it's the same exact thing.
One's illegal, one's legal.
Precisely. So one's being done and one's being not done, quote unquote,
Gotcha.
so to speak. I don't know anything about that though.
About lobbying?
Oh, the only lobbies I know are Call of Duty lobbies. Am I right, boys? Hit a quick Quisco.
I was never good at that.
Call of Duty.
No, I wasn't. Let's start off. I wasn't good. I'll have some good games. I'll have some good games, but I was never good.
Bro, when I was 13, I would clap your cheek.
I buy me a drink first. Let's start off. You need to buy me a drink before you clap me any cheeks here.
Sounds like we're in a lobby right now. That's funny.
Oh boy.
Oh.
All right, no more cheek talk.
No, it's cool. I just need a drink. First. You need to buy me a drink. Oh well, you brought
I
me.
brought
You
cold
brought.
brew, that
This
counts.
is dangerous. Then this can be spiked.
I drank it. He drank it.
Cheers.
We're all spiked.
We're all spiked.
We're all spiked.
I already finished mine.
Nice.
It's good.
See you soon.
Coffee was good though. I will say.
Thank you.
It's exactly what William needed.
I needed not to do a podcast at 10 in the morning on a Sunday. That's what I needed.
It was a little by right now. It's
Good
okay.
luck next
William.
time.
Oh, that's
I'll
for
do the scheduling.
I was gonna suggest 9 a.m.
Dude, I would have not made that at 9 a.m. I'm telling you, that would have never been my mission. I would have never been here.
I was awake at 6, bro.
I think you woke up 20 minutes before.
I woke up 30. I was already awake by 9:30.
Some credit.
I was getting dressed, and then I didn't like the shirt I had on, so I had to change the shirt.
Typical.
Typical.
And I had to put sunscreen on my face.
Oh, nice.
We're indoors.
The lights.
We're gonna be outside.
The lights. The,
Fair.
See, Dean, keep it up.
The
I'm
lights,
half awake, but I'm ready to fire.
Do you always pre-sunscreen yourself
Yeah.
7 hours in advance?
William,
I'm that guy now.
William takes good care of
I'm
himself.
that guy. I have a skincare routine nowadays.
Oh yeah.
That's what I do now.
That's the pinnacle of adulthood. I just wake up, I brush my teeth, and I get shit going.
I was about to say, I'm like, sometimes I forget to brush my teeth, but I might still have sunscreen on.
As long as you're not confusing the toothpaste with the sunscreen.
Not yet.
I
you
think
screen your teeth with a tooth.
Yeah, I think you should be good.
And then you apply toothpaste on your face. That's
There you
sunscreen.
go.
You can have some cold skin, like mint.
Minty fresh
minty.
face. I love that.
So, do you have any music we could listen to that won't get us red flagged? That we can see?
DMCA style stuff or like non-DMCA
No, I'm
style?
saying music that you've made.
Yeah, like
But I don't get- you
non-DMCA.
just-
Yeah, okay,
I
yeah.
don't know
Well, what is
Oh,
DMCA?
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, copyright infringement style stuff. DMCA means like if I were to have remixed Travis Scott or like Kanye West or like, you know, any large popular artist that has a copyright claim on their music that's already distributed, I wouldn't be able to or you wouldn't be able to re-stream that in a different context without having the proper approval, nor would I be able to release it onto Spotify or any similar distribution platforms without the proper approval. So what I mean by non-DMCA is stuff that doesn't have uncleared samples or like vocals that I don't have permission to use.
I want cleared.
You want cleared? Yes. I like cleared. Cleared is good. I could.
The only reason cleared is if we wanted to be on the podcast.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'll send you a little clip to start this podcast. I was gonna suggest like an intro song. I would have like thought like Crazy Frog, but if you guys want like a different song, I can give you something. I want the full intro of Crazy Frog though. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Ding 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 bong 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 ding 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 ding.
I make no promises on that. But I see where you're.
We're gonna have to run it to the producer.
There's my producer.
So I don't even know what a producer does. Like, I mean, music.
He produces.
Yeah.
In the context of a video, or like in the context of like a, you know, what you're doing over here, producer might be the guy like in like the news station control room that like kind of pulls the trigger on switching from camera to camera or from like scene to scene, or like calls the trigger you know, calls the shots on the angles or whatever, tells the cameramen how to position themselves, or, you know, how to get ready for a take. So that's the one that oversees the facilitation of producing the content, as opposed to the director, which oversees all the different parts of that content, as opposed to just producing it. He oversees the producer, but he also oversees all the different creative aspects, like before it hits the camera. What
the producer just like has like a thing that like, oh, we're gonna do this stuff and make sure it happens.
So like for the most part, like on podcasts, the producer gets you the guests, set it up, how they want it to look like, everything else.
I see. So setting up the camera,
you produced the shit out of this thing, dude.
Hey,
good stuff.
Got a new title.
Fucking add that to your resume, bro.
He's a producer, man.
Gets the producer tag, the title. That's it. That's good, man.
We're out here gaining experience.
Getting produced. No, I'm a firm believer in, you know, just getting hands on with, you know, whatever you want to learn is the best way to, you know, learn that stuff.
We didn't want to learn this.
Yeah, I just want
it was just too expensive not to.
It's literally stock, so we're buying low, selling high. That's the or buying high, selling low. Sorry.
What?
No, we don't even buy
or
buying.
Sell.
We just spend.
We're just buying. Either one.
We just do what we want to do and keep it moving. We wanted to make a podcast, so we're like, okay, that's what needs to get done. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, we're here.
We knew nothing. Absolutely
just
nothing.
Need some vibes, boys. What are you talking? Some vibes, some cold brew, and we're here.
That's what we do.
Are you Are you sponsored by Fiji? Is that what's going on?
No.
Can you do this then?
Drink Fiji? Yeah.
Yeah. So you can put whatever you want and show it, and for the most part, unless you either are bashing the brand or whatever, they won't come after you for anything.
You can't.
Oh, really?
Unless you're bashing them.
Yeah.
Or like, or for example, if I were to like try to promote them, I would have to say we're not sponsored by them. We're just like enjoy the product. I'm just making an example. Like I'll drink tap water.
You hear that, Fiji?
We're trying to get sponsored by Prime, if we're honest.
Are we?
We would.
We should do that flight if we're being honest.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not cold enough. We'll wrap
it
up at the end. You guys going to tune in for that, all right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by Fiji. I wouldn't be upset. We could be sponsored by Liquid Death.
Oh, Liquid Death.
You know what? That would be a cool. That would be a cool.
Also, just because they're really good podcast sponsors.
Hydration break. Everyone's taking a little sip.
All right. So let's get into some fun topics. You know, because I'm unprepared for this. What do you like talking about, Dean?
What? Oh boy, that's a loaded question.
Did you see the? Did we? I know. Did you see it? Did you see it?
What?
The debate.
The debate.
The
debate.
GOP debate.
I haven't. I didn't pay attention to that shit.
That's fine. I just want to know if you did or didn't.
I haven't. What I did find funny. Okay. There's an art, I don't know his name, but there's this artist that went viral for posting a video of him playing an acoustic guitar in like the woods somewhere, and he was singing like a song that like resonated a lot with, you know, the political side of things in relation to him kind of complaining about the state of things at the moment. And it went pretty viral in like on the right wing side of things on social media, like Twitter and stuff, because everyone was like, yeah, he's right. Like, shit sucks. Biden's fucking shit up. Go this guy.
Yeah.
And then the debates happened, and he posted a video on Twitter where he was like, I just find it funny that, people are using my music and almost like assuming that it wasn't made about them. He was like, yeah, they're resonating with my music, but it was all about them in the first place. We didn't want you to, use my song as leverage to make yourself more popular. I made this song to shit on you.
To shit on the right side.
Yeah, the people that played his song at the debates, I think they were,
Can you, sorry, bring the mic a little bit closer.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, no, because I saw Williams also super low, and I saw yours was low.
No, even lower?
No, yours was actually higher than his, but just want to make sure we're hearing everything. Yeah, I was searching it up. That guy's name is Oliver Anthony.
That's right, yeah.
And the song that went viral was Richmond, North of Richmond.
Yeah, and he posted a video on Twitter on his account, and that kind of like described in a more verbose sense what I was trying to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
But the root of it was the same, where he was just not happy with the way the social media, the right wing social media, took his music and like reappropriated it to fit their agenda, in the sense of like, yeah, like this speaks to our cause. Our being the conservative. Yeah. And I think for the most part, he's not exactly a leftist either. He's not a Democrat by any means. He's probably like somewhere closer to like a libertarian, somewhere smack in the middle. The basis of it is that he has this like, and it's rooted in a lot of people, I think, these days, where he has like this built up rage about what's going on, but he doesn't have the best way to understand how and why it's coming to be. You know what I mean?
The what why now? I'm sorry, you lost me there.
The reasoning behind,
his rage?
His rage. The things that happened that caused him to be upset at, society. He's talking about like obese people getting welfare. And that was like one of the causes of his, disappointments, according to the lyrics. I don't know. But I don't know.
What?
Have you heard the song?
No.
Oh, none of us or you guys haven't.
I have.
I played it.
I've heard it.
Heard it. Watched the video.
I've heard it, but not. I don't think I've heard the full song.
No, I mean, it just. Like
and then I saw another clip of like him out in like some community event singing, and everyone was just there like having a good time. But I don't think it was that song that he was playing.
Heard.
Yeah. That guy is going pretty viral.
Yeah, good for him. I think it's it's a good opportunity for someone to spread their message, especially if it's a message that is more unique to what we've been seeing.
So what's the message of the song then? I'm asking just because
I don't fucking know. Let's pull up the lyrics.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I'll pull the lyrics. Jamie, Alex.
We need Jamie.
Jamie.
That's what I've been looking for for this podcast. If I'm on, I've just been looking for a Jamie.
Where's my Jamie? Hey Jamie, if you're out there.
Just because it's hard to like look up stuff, especially just two of us.
Yeah.
To look up one of them, keep a conversation going. The other one just look it up. It's like annoying.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the verse one.
Can you sing it?
No.
I was about to say you should try.
You should.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay. So I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home, and drown my troubles away. Pre-chorus. It's a damn shame.
Why don't you just play a song? I'm pretty sure you can play a song here.
I guess you could.
Can we?
Pretty sure.
Why not?
Okay.
It's not. It doesn't have a distro release. There could be a chance that, given the virality of it, he assigns a copyright to it, and any auto-detected instances of the song would be struck from Spotify, YouTube, XYZ.
Yeah, it will let us know before we even post it, because they do have the copyright infringement thing that checks it.
That there's something.
What you could do is just play the song, record the segment of us listening to it, and in an hour check online to see if there's a hit for that.
Yeah.
Copyright.
Awesome.
song about low wages, high taxes, misappropriated welfare funds.
Yeah, no, it's annoying. Spend the mismanagement of money is annoying.
Absolutely.
That's the worst, the worst feeling ever. Yeah, your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Was what he said there.
But that's not the.
It's taxed like 3 times. Like
But that's not the right. That's not the right order. That's both sides.
there's just government spending. That's what Dean was saying about what he posted on his Twitter.
Right. Well, so I was saying that he wasn't necessarily taking a stance, but the right wing assumed that the stance was for the Republican stance.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
in turn, they played the song at like the debate and like whatever it might be, and then he was offended because that wasn't the reason why he made the song.
Yeah.
I just don't see why he would be offended, but yeah.
I mean,
I guess maybe not.
That's his work, and like he cares about what it's being used for.
It's almost like taken in bad faith when they're taking the song that's.
Oh, I'm not arguing. I'm just saying you can't. I feel like
that's a similar.
We can get into a conversation about like the art of side of things and like how.
Yeah, because that's a similar issue of what happened with Taylor and her music with who owns it. She didn't know that someone was gonna buy her rights, or like there was like complications with the sales of her intellectual property, and then whenever she found out who it belongs to, it was a company that's owned by like the Soros Foundation or something, and then she's like, "Oh God, like I want to buy that back," and they were completely ignoring her.
I know the Soros Foundation got into fucking music.
Yeah, I saw a video on it. I saw a video of her talking at some award ceremony the other day, and that's what she was talking about. She's like, "Oh, these people own my music, and like it's just not right because that's not what I made it for." And it's similar to what this guy Oliver Anthony is going through with his music being played.
I think ultimately artists have a right to the work that they claim the right to. So if they have all the appropriate channels set up for them, so I don't think it's right that if an artist released something without making a copyright on it first, and then someone grabs it without the copyright.
Did they have the copyright?
I don't think it's necessarily.
Yeah, that's not right.
It's not correct.
Correct. Uh-huh.
It just so happens to be legal and doable, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's morally, right.
Absolutely.
But we're not, here to have a conversation about morals. We're here to have a conversation about Fiji water and Prime.
I think Dean didn't know what the conversation was about. It was like
we're not talking about Fiji water and Prime for sure.
No, we're not sponsored by either of them unless they want to sponsor us.
We'll accept either or.
Yeah, both.
But
yeah,
a little curveball you threw at the end.
For real, I wasn't expecting that. No, I meant to just more so. You can't get upset at the way what you put out is interpreted. I mean, you put it out to be interpreted by the way it's interpreted.
That's fair.
It's like art is supposed to incite some type of emotion.
It is subjective. Entirely up to you. How you decipher that.
Now that he can be like, that wasn't my message. It wasn't intended for that, for sure. It's hard this is a form of art.
That's fair. Absolutely.
I can't get upset whoever interprets it like, oh, you're spewing whatever. I'm like, if you take it like that, yeah, okay. Like we're entitled to put out the art. You're entitled to how it makes you feel.
Absolutely.
Correct. I think maybe the difference there lied in the fact that they used his likes and used his his work to
promote.
100%.
Or something that he doesn't push their agenda exclusively, but more so on the grandiose platform of streaming it at their debate. They likely would have made money off of that, or they would have needed, not that they would have made money off of it implicitly, but they would have needed the rights to perform that song at their debate, just like any other film or institution would need the rights to play a song in there.
I'm okay with that. And then you can get upset all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like, why did you use it? You didn't ask me for permission. Yeah, for sure.
And it happens all the time in music these days. It's kind of unfortunate.
What happens? The use of
music without being cleared properly, and it's going to happen even more and more with all the developments to AI and technology with extracting things from songs after the fact.
Don't they have AI that makes songs in the tone and voices of the artists? Or working on it or something like that?
There's an AI. So there are different AI components, and by AI, it just is like a pre-trained model, like a pre-trained script that's large enough to understand complex situations, like what Obama's voice sounds like.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So yeah, there is, that sort of service where you can go in, give it a block of text, and then it'll speak in Obama's voice. And then you can take that, you can place it onto a beat, you can, play with all the different pitches and whatever. And at that point, you're going from like, once you've extracted, Obama's speech, then you're in audio engineer mode. So then you're just working with the vocals just like you would anything else. So you still need, some sort of technological understanding of, doing XYZ, unless you want to completely hand things over to AI. In which case you need to do a little bit more work finding all the right channels and the means of doing those things. And then your quality might suffer, but it could be done autonomously.
Gotcha. Because that's I know that's something I was going on with artists is like, oh, they're putting on contracts. I'm like, oh, you can't use my work for AI, or something can't create my work. Like AI can't create my work.
Yeah, well, that's what the whole strike. Well, that's not exclusively what the strike is about.
But I'm talking about on the other side, not the writing side of like on that side. Like they're like, you can't have an AI generate a song that in my voice with my tonality if it's AI generated. It has to be me. On this on the writer's strike, yeah, for sure, that's different.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a interesting subject to broach, because from the distribution side of things, there'd be such a small likeliness of something like that happening, where an AI generated song is released onto platforms and not caught. But then you have like, people that don't necessarily care what regulations are, and they'll make the song with Taylor Swift's voice, post it on SoundCloud or Bandcamp or whatever. That, I mean, instances like that, the reach of something like that is arguably so small that it doesn't matter, or it doesn't even reach Taylor Swift in this example. Mm-hmm. But having those regulations, I guess, would probably benefit artists on the grander scale of things. But at that point, we still get to the conversation of like, the art and the subjectiveness behind the creation of art. Yeah. I think we're at way too early of a stage of AI advancement in the grand scheme of things to like have a good grasp on what the future would hold for it. Like, things are advancing rapidly.
How's it unfold?
It hasn't unfolded yet. Like, we've started to see a little bit, but like, compare this to the computer age. When we first developed computers, like, we're maybe 2-3 years into that, era.
Yep.
Infancy.
Yeah. Very infant. Yeah.
So in the next 20, I mean, realistically, the tools we have now, I think we're not going to have access to in a couple of years. The Chat GPT, all that stuff. Like, once it's made widely enough available that anybody can use it, then there's going to be an instance of a bad actor using it to do something that shouldn't be done. Then you'll have, the government regulations surrounding who gets to use ChatGPT, where it gets to be installed.
It's already been discussed now. If it should even, who can, who shouldn't.
Yeah. AI is going to be a big, like, moral, ethical trial for humanity. Because there's people who say, oh, any advancement in technology benefits society. But
I think ultimately there is a benefit to every advancement in society, but there is a drawback too. For every yes, there's a no. For every win, there's a loss. So whether you're present to realize the loss to the win is a different situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It's so like, I guess on
Fiji. Does that make sense? Sorry.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I really want Fiji.
Huh?
I really want Fiji.
He was asking Fiji if it made sense. So
I don't think Fiji is sponsors. We have better. We have better shots with Liquid Death. I swear.
You think so?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Liquid Death. I meant to say Liquid Death.
Because they like to sponsor podcasts. That's a big thing.
We gotta start buying
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. So.
Just have a case everywhere. I'm down.
I've said that for Prime, for Happy, that we should have cases on these bookshelves. Just be like, free sponsorship. Like, we don't care.
Just start stacking them up. Cases of drinks all over
empty
the place.
Ones, of course.
Well, no, not empty ones. They're gonna, after we finish them, we're gonna be full at first. We're gonna use them, and then we're just gonna put.
You can make a wall of the caps. Just stick them on the wall and array them.
Of caps for Liquid Death.
Oh no! Well, Prime or something. I don't know. Actually, terrible idea. You guys are fucking back to the drawing board. Excuse me.
We're like, we'll figure it out. We're like, Dean. I'm not gonna say it, but it's a terrible idea. Terrible idea.
I'm not the idea guy. I'm just the executor. All right.
You need an idea guide. But no, I see what you're saying. That's it's infancy. I gotta segue back into it.
Have you seen Black Mirror?
I used to watch it over like a couple of years ago when the pandemic and shit, but I stopped. Once
Mike.
I stopped watching it.
Okay, so a lot of people stopped watching it because
It's good. Trust me, we've had some guests that are way better with microphones and others that are just as worse than you.
They can hear me.
So Black Mirror stopped for a little while. They stopped making shows, new seasons, and then they just recently released a new season. On one of those episodes. Actually, one of the 2 episodes that I've seen. There's like a handful. It was about what we were just talking, how a company like Netflix can have AI and quantum computers create like shows on demand based off of information that's collecting and using like imprints of actors and actresses to create the show with just generatively.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good show. It's very relatable to what we're just talking about.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to recommend it to you just so you could check it out.
Send me the episode, or do you know which episode?
It's the one with Salma Hayek.
I heard.
It's called
Honestly, after
Joanne
after
Sucks or
bullshit
something like
with,
that.
Netflix restricting who gets access to what accounts, I just stopped caring to even try to go on their website.
Yeah.
Like I think I have a family account for my household or something, but it's just.
I don't know.
Is somebody up?
There was?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well then.
Hold up, I got it.
Now we're good. I know what it is.
It's like with the figured it would have been like a family member or something.
Yeah, no, I know who that is. I was dropping something off.
I heard. That's funny.
Bingo.
False alarm,
My heart's racing. I saw William again. I was like, oh shit, what's that?
Is there a noise on how does that might need to be edited.
Leave it in, bud. Leave it in. That was good.
Yeah, man. I was like, what's going on over there?
It's just working.
No one should be here. That's why we're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we're recording, no one's still here.
No one's here whenever we do this off hours.
We're 300 miles away from the nearest city. I don't know why anybody would be around here.
That's exactly why we freaked out.
This is like so off the map.
It was just us and the dead body.
Yeah.
I'll probably cut that part out.
Oh man.
Maybe.
Maybe that one for real.
Or YouTube might flag us. One or the other.
And people have said way worse things on YouTube, I think.
Do they?
Yeah, but
But then they get banned.
yeah,
So they say it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They just get in trouble. Heard. All right, that didn't happen. What are you talking about?
Oh jeez.
We were talking about
The episode of Black Mirror.
Netflix.
Netflix creating generated. Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Man. Whatevers. Well, ignore me.
But that's like not similar. It is similar-ish to how like Spotify recommends you songs. The only difference is
Algorithmic. Well,
the algorithm is the AI. But in this situation, it's creating also new content for you that you're going to be consuming.
yeah, I think it might be a little bit different. Well, the theory of this Netflix thing, just generative AI. It's just creating like content based on the input, as opposed to like or I guess maybe there is some correlation, because with Spotify your input is a song and it's being regenerated with different songs or some shit. I don't fucking know. I think I missed that AI class last week, so.
Oh. For sure.
You good?
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, he's doing something out there.
Oh.
It's expected. I just didn't. I just didn't expect it.
Heard.
So, I'm sorry for being distracted, boys.
You're good.
I got something happened. So
You were worried for a second. So.
I thought we were getting robbed.
yeah, that's what I thought too. I was ready to go out swinging. I was like,
I was like, we're gonna get robbed.
I had the rubber band ready just in case. Defend the place.
I heard something going on. I was like, okay, let's go.
Listen, I didn't get up from the chair just because I saw the guy. I'm like,
No, yeah,
he's not in.
Yeah,
Then I don't care.
yeah.
He's not inside. Then no issues. There's no glass broken.
We're
No
good.
issues.
Damn, my car's out there, bud. We gotta take care of that one.
They're not gonna steal the cars.
Well,
No. But
That was my first thought. My first thought is we're in a warehouse full of stuff
yeah,
that they'll probably want before our cars. I'll be honest with you. It's harder.
That's true. Some good stuff in here.
yeah.
A lot of good warehouse
A
utility.
lot of good.
Warehouse things.
There's equipment.
A lot of equipment things.
I was like, they might want the forklift before they want the car. It's easier to sell. Less paperwork. Less Vince to get rid of.
Maybe they want the forklift certification. Not necessarily the forklift.
Yeah, they're just here to borrow it, take the test, come give it back.
Yes.
Oh, exciting things happen.
Alex really got distracted. He's like, I don't know what to talk about right now. He's like, I don't got no idea.
That threw me on a loop. I was like, okay, well,
That's funny as fuck.
yeah, it's just today's Sunday, so literally everyone should be off, but he had to drop something off.
Oh,
I was like,
it's God's
no glass. I didn't hear the back doors get broken down. Nothing getting stolen.
Oh,
I'm not getting shot for no reason.
I'm crying. That window opens, right?
No.
No, I mean if you run at it hard enough, it will.
Jesus. Yeah, but are there stuff behind that door?
I think so actually.
I heard. All right, so we're trapped, which is good.
This guy.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway,
There's a secret for later.
sick.
So we said that we were gonna do two things. One thing, a flight of Prime to sample the flavors,
Because Dean hasn't tried Prime.
That's true.
and then the other thing, you have some crypto talk in this episode. 'Cause
Crypto.
We are going to talk about crypto. No idea what we're going to talk about, but it's something. All right, Dean.
let's try the primes.
Yeah, let's see. I want to start the lemon lime first because I think that's a great representative flavor.
William, you go for it, and then whatever.
We only have 3 cups, though.
Yeah, there's no more cups.
Yeah, get fucking.
those are the,
What unprofessional podcast.
those are the final cups
What
we
a
had.
producer.
I thought I put cups on my rider, but
We weren't we weren't
You're right.
expecting to do this. This is off the hook.
and we're not sponsored by Prime.
But I'll take up
But we
sponsorship.
would gladly,
We'll
be
gladly take a
sponsored.
sponsorship.
Pour them all up. Oh, I was gonna say pour them up. Okay, that works too. You know what? Everyone gets their own cup.
Well,
Well, not everyone gets their own cup.
yeah, you don't have a cup.
Okay. Okay. Well,
One person gets the can.
okay. So yeah,
and one
yeah,
person.
I'll get the can. I'll get
Okay.
The
heard.
Why would you get this? The can has more. I think I
can. Pour it up. Just pour it up.
No, I want to measure it because I want it to be relatively the same.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm probably screaming to this microphone.
This is the red one.
We do little fun activities.
I would have thought they would be red.
No, they're not.
Okay.
But this
On the
is
good thing, on the good note, like the flavors, like,
green,
you'll be able to tell which one's which
Green,
by the flavor alone.
Red,
red,
blue.
blue hasn't been poured out.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected it to just be clear. It says 10% coconut water.
Yes,
Coconut water, huh?
we're healthy here. All right, let's try this green one first.
Green?
Well, I've had it.
Love it.
All right, cheers.
Salud.
Lemon lime, huh?
Our honest thoughts.
One sip.
To preface, they're not cold, like ice cold.
They are not. That's correct.
That does affect taste.
Almost like a syrupy style sweetness to it that I'm not crazy about.
You like it? It's not a fan. I would say it's very
You know what I mean?
very resemblance of a fountain soda.
Yeah.
Not the ones that you find in a can or like bottle because they do taste different.
It almost reminds me of like classic sodas where like the syrup is just mixed into soda water
Yeah.
and kind of like.
Yep.
You see that video? on, like-
The Coke guy?
yeah, the Coke guy. Puts a little ice cream.
He's
on
like
top.
been making it since 19 something, and it's like one of the only shops.
Wow.
Well,
They still got the cocaine in this syrup too.
no,
Maybe.
The original recipe.
no, I doubt it.
That's good. I do feel primal or primed.
Primed.
I feel primed right now. Hit me up, primed.
I can assure you, if you had it colder,
Colder.
it would be way better.
Well, I asked the guy for ice, but
The ice machine.
I don't know,
Ice guy
I don't know
isn't
what
it?
we're running anymore.
Ice
We're just running a sinking ship that we just keep bailing buckets out.
you guys are doing great. Anyway, let's move on.
Next one.
Red.
Red.
Cheers to red, boys.
Red. I tried them all already. Sorry. I think I drank the blue one.
Oh, that's lovely.
Cherry.
Mm.
Fruit punch.
This is good old fruit punch flavor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still very.
You
sweet,
don't even
but
think you
No,
drink-
they taste super sweet. Well,
they are very sweet.
You think you trade?
how much sugar do you think it has?
I'd say it's not a lot of sugar. It's probably one of those sugar substitutes, like those artificial sweetener type things.
I'll tell you right now.
Sugar, we're talking probably less than like 5 Gs, 10 Gs of the can.
0
Gs.
Yeah,
of
so
sugar.
it's all bullshit.
So it's
sugar.
carbonated filtered water, coconut water from concentrate, citric acid, natural flavors, calcium lactate.
Natural flavors.
How natural.
I don't know. Magnesium citrate,
Citrate.
potassium citrate, sodium citrate, caffeine,
What citrates?
something, potassium,
Ascorbital?
It's vegan.
sucralose,
Oh, definitely not what I said.
potassium sorbite, which I don't know how to
You're doing
read.
great.
It's a preservative. Sodium.
Say that 5 times real fast.
Sodium benzenite. Another thingamajigger preservative.
L-thionine.
I'm glad you're reading for me. The audience is like, yo, this guy's dyslexic as fuck. This guy, they're like, where did he go to school?
No, I love having a thesaurus on my Prime Energy drink. That's great. No, I'm still gonna try this blue one. This smells like blue.
I like blue.
It just smells like.
I like the blue one.
Smells
I
like
like
blue.
blue and fruit punch.
Cheers to drinking blue right
Cheers
now,
to
boys.
Bluey.
Oh, you know what I will say?
Hey,
Dean's a fan of the blue.
it reminds me of the ring pops.
Oh,
It has a ring pop flavor,
It's true.
which is just like 75 grams of sugar, but
What I will also say, it has none of that dye stuff that are
No
in candies
dyes.
and stuff. The-
what, like yellow 5,
Yeah.
Red
or
40.
red something.
red 40. It doesn't. You're right.
Are you just mixing them together? Yep.
That's savage.
William's got moves.
He needs all the energy right now. He's primed.
He just is.
I used up a lot of it just a while, you know.
It's been a long weekend.
It's long stuff.
It's good.
Blue is your favorite for sure. Just your reaction.
Red and blue both agree. I think
Yeah.
red is I'd probably have a whole can of, but blue I'd taste, be like, wow, that's great, and then never try it again. You know what I mean?
Big done.
Interesting take, but okay.
What?
Next one we gotta get you.
No,
is,
yeah, red.
is the pink
Oh boy.
Pink
There's
lemonade.
more.
and the ice pop.
Ice pop. That sounds delicious, actually.
It's cool. They didn't have it this time, so
Fucking asshole. I'll take it.
Alrighty.
Heard that.
cool. Cool little flight of Prime.
Yeah. Prime, please sponsor us.
Flavor profiles have been.
I don't even want
adjusted.
money. I just want like cans.
Yeah, I'd take a case of 2 or 17. Whatever.
I would take 17 cases of Prime gladly. I would just drink Prime
A
like.
can an episode.
And I could, but they'll send you more cases.
Yeah.
It's not a one-time thing.
Yeah.
They'll be like monthly until
Yeah.
until like they end the sponsorship.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get like 5 cases of Prime an episode.
I want a lifetime supply of Prime. Not of Prime specifically, but if I were to be sponsored by a company, I would specifically ask them to sponsor me in perpetuity.
In perpetuity.
Because then it's just cool. Like, no matter what you're up to at any stage in your life, every month a case of fucking Red Bull shows up your door. It's like, come on, you can't beat that shit.
Your favorite product just shows up and you're like, okay.
Imagine the heartbreak if, 2 years into your fucking Monster sponsorship, all of a sudden they're like, they got a new fucking marketing director, and he's like, you know what? We don't need this guy.
That's kind of the way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine how heartbroken you'd be if
You'd be super, but
If you really enjoy the product, if it's someone who really enjoys that product and already bought it beforehand, I'd be like, damn,
damn.
now I gotta buy these again? I guess. That would suck. I see.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just built different, I guess.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna make a company do anything unless they want to.
unless they want to
Unless, haha,
sponsor
JK. Unless. Anyway. So what's on the crypto agenda? What's new with crypto
William
these
told me
days?
something yesterday that I thought was shocking.
What did I say?
Just to be super clear, I don't know anything about crypto. So truthfully, I do know things about crypto. I bought Bitcoin when it was like $400,
And you sold it.
and then I sold it when it was like $500. But that
Made some money.
transaction is in my Coinbase history, so technically I'm an early adopter.
Yes, you are.
You are.
Sick.
You are.
Lit.
You're a trader.
I'm a trader. I've been a trader for years.
Technically, yeah.
No, trader since what was that 2016?
Certified trader. So I'm gonna start selling a Discord course. People can join. No, but evidently I've fallen out because the prices of things have changed. The market surrounding the availability of different coins and all these platforms have changed.
Just keep on buying Bitcoin. You're pretty good on that.
Yeah. I don't think I've dipped into any coin outside of Bitcoin besides for like the Dogecoin memes. I bought like $5 worth and turned it into like $50, and I was like, great, that's cool. But then I never got into it again.
Did you sell it?
The Dogecoin?
Yeah. Okay.
He's like, I made my 50.
Good.
Yeah, I walked away with $50.
Good.
But yeah, largely unfamiliar with what's going on these days.
What did I say yesterday? Apparently?
You give me a price prediction for Bitcoin.
I did.
You did.
Here we go.
You did.
100K by the
When
end
did
of
I
the
say
year.
that?
Last night you told me and
100K
and
by the end
Nello,
of the year.
and then I was like, that's bold.
I gave a price prediction and everything. Yo, I was blasted apparently. I don't remember that.
I was like, I wonder where this came from. I told you I was like, we need to talk about that because it's interesting.
What did I say? See what happened here. I don't remember this right now.
I don't even know the context of why you said it. You just kind of like came up to us. You like me and Nello were talking. You just came up. You grabbed us. And you're like, Bitcoin's gonna hit $15,000. I was like,
I did not say that.
yeah, you did.
15,000?
I did not say that.
Yeah, you did.
I have no recollection of me saying that.
Okay. Well, that's what you said. I was like, what? Me and Nello were both shocked. We're like,
I said 15,000.
you said 15.
That's
Unless I misheard and you said 50,000. But I heard 15 and I was like, God. I was like, what's up with that?
I have no idea where that came from.
Because you said that and you kind of like walked away.
Just mic drop.
And where did I go?
I don't know. I was like, that's kind of crazy. And then me and him just kept on. I was like, well, I'll talk to him about it later. And then we just kept on our conversation.
I don't remember that at all right now.
Jeez. Good night, huh?
Apparently.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's kind of crazy. So
I said 15?
yeah, you said 15. Then again, now I'm saying like,
What if we
You
end
said-
up in a world, in a
It's
timeline
not
where
gonna be 50.
he was right? Somewhere down the road.
I mean, things happen. Quantum computers are being developed.
I don't listen. If I said that, I apologize for giving you fear. I don't think so.
I mean, it wasn't fear. I was just shocked. I was like, where did that come from?
I don't recall that.
Because you just said it and left. So like to me, I was like, that's random. Like I was like, that's a bold number. And then at the same time, I was like, I'll see where that
I
information
think
came from.
the only objectively accurate prediction you can make, and I can make this because I'm a crypto early adopter expert. The price of Bitcoin will, with absolute certainty, either go all the way up or all the way down, or partially up or partially down, or none at all.
It's accurate.
That's
Over
Here,
the
here.
course of between 6 months to 6 years,
Yeah,
maybe
facts.
even more.
Maybe even longer.
perpetuity.
Or shorter.
Perpetuity.
Or shorter.
That's just confirmed based on
Off previous.
the logics and
Adam,
of
you know,
physics.
you being a trader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My expert trading.
You being an expert trader.
Again, I have a Discord masterclass course available now,
It's only $1,000 a month.
available on Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon.
It's guaranteed.
So if I said 15,000, I apologize. It's not gonna be that.
Yeah.
Never. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say it can't be that. I just don't think it will be that.
Yeah, I think we're just waiting on some news for spot ETFs.
It's
Where
a wild thing.
What's that?
Spot ETF. It's a exchange traded fund.
Okay.
Essentially, it's an institution that that is regulated by the SEC. Another agency, you know, we don't like those.
One of those.
But what they do is they, on your behalf, you give them the money and they purchase on the spot price of that asset.
Oh,
So kind of what BlackRock, all these exchanges, like you can buy, they have gold ETFs. It's
those are
just
good names.
Huh?
Those are good names.
great names. Bunch of narcissists over there. Don't
Lovely
like 'em.
people.
Huh?
Lovely people.
Lovely, great, beautiful humans. But
Yes,
all it is it's an institute. It's all it is institution buying that asset at that price on your behalf, and they own it.
Oh,
that's why it's called spot ETF because it's like on the spot.
Yeah,
I see.
like they have currently there are future ETFs where they're buying it at the future price or the expected price of the asset.
So, what is the incoming news, so to speak, regarding the?
So there have been multiple spot ETFs applied for throughout the years since Bitcoin's been out.
Like you need to register to make sure that you can do those trades as an
institution.
But
But the SEC has given 0 spot ETFs to anyone
for Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin.
I see.
And the current chair, he has postponed any confirmation till early next year.
Yeah, he extended out as far as it can be extended, which is about like 100 100 something days, 200 something days, because we're almost at the end of the year. So by the beginning of next year, the first spot ETF will either be approved or denied because it was filed, since they're one of the earliest files.
Oh, I see. I understand.
Now this will be like impactful on the market, especially in the U.S., because a lot of people don't know how to interact with crypto, Bitcoin, and they don't know how to store it, buy it, or trade it.
Yeah.
So having a spot ETF with an institution that's already been around for years and has multiple channels of like people purchasing, then it's gonna increase the volume available if it gets accepted, available to like general public.
So imagine the current market for like ETFs, just the market of institutions, they have like 30-40 trillion dollars.
So like
that's just their general just assets under management. So what the idea is, at minimum, it'll be 1% be dumped into the crypto market. Just the amount of buying that would occur, just
exclusively to Bitcoin, or
exclusively
by virtue
exclusively
of
exclusively to
Bitcoin
being released as a spy ETF. The estimated number is like 1% to 2% of its like total market cap,
I see.
which is like 30 trillion.
So although it's exclusive to Bitcoin, this will affect the rest of the market as well.
Because people are going to see that as trust.
It's like, oh, they're built. Yeah, exactly.
What kind of implications does that have for real world
investors and stuff?
Not even that, real world common consumers, like on a like me, for example, who hasn't touched Bitcoin, and even I'm a bad example because
do you save in a 401k or
I do.
Roth IRA? Yeah.
401ks might be a little different. They might not allow it there. Just to put that out there.
Oh, really?
They might, depending on your 401k plan.
Okay, yes. Depending on the plan. Okay.
Like just a standard, like someone that isn't familiar with Bitcoin or anything. It's heard about it in the news, but like someone that a retail employee or something like that, construction employee, someone that doesn't necessarily play around with the concepts of crypto, isn't familiar with it. What kind of implications would that provide? Would that assume on us or like on the the daily consumer?
Yeah. So essentially, this will allow the general public, the people who aren't super informed on crypto, to be able to access it in a way that's easy for them, in terms of like their savings plan.
How would
it'll be available? So they would have access to this asset that I personally consider to be one of the safest assets in terms of like just trust and strength as a commodity, not as a commodity. As a commodity, and getting that exposure, being able to invest into this asset class in a way that's easy for them. Over time, like essentially, it should be a safe investment given the fact that it's backed by the SEC in terms of people who aren't willing to take the risk associated with the crypto market and having the benefits that Bitcoin has to offer for the most part. Because the one thing is that I personally think that there's an issue with is that who owns the actual Bitcoin? Like, according to the SEC or according to like that fund, you are the owner because you bought it with, and they're just buying on your behalf. Yeah. But in crypto world, it's like you need the keys to your coin. So there's like varying degrees of how much you own the asset.
Did it answer your question?
I think so.
Okay, I just want to make sure it did answer.
Okay.
No, it did. Like a sub kind of question that came to mind with it was like how, and it's less of a question and more so just like an idea, kind of like a thought provoking kind of statement, in terms of how like really how accessible the usage of Bitcoin and the spending of Bitcoin and the collecting of Bitcoin would be on a daily basis. Could I walk into like a CVS 3 years from now and pay with Bitcoin as an option? Could I go to a restaurant and like they have Bitcoin as a payment option? Is there a future where we can convert our USD to Bitcoin on a much faster rate than standard current times, where you have to go through a market, transfer your funds, wait a couple of days, maybe not wait a couple of days, maybe, and then buy the Bitcoin? Could I swipe my card at CVS with a desire to pay via Bitcoin and pay via USD, transferred to Bitcoin instantly based on the current value, and then transferred to the vendor at that point? Is that something on the near future? Because only in a situation like that would I envision a world where the most common consumer would find value in using Bitcoin as a currency. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. You're seeing it as like a currency that would be used, traded often and frequently.
Is that
here in
something
America?
within the
It's
realm
not
of-
being used too often because the laws just don't make it friendly for people to implement the technology.
There's not enough clarity
Absolutely.
in terms of the law. So
In other parts of the
it's
world,
away.
it's already being implemented.
Yeah.
There's places. El Salvador is one of them, but there's other places like Europe. I can't remember the specific countries, but they're considered like Bitcoin countries where the government and the businesses are pro adoption, and they have multiple means of paying in Bitcoin. So QR codes, tap your phone, credit cards. There are different companies already working on developing the methods to have that done. It's just not here in America right now.
It's really interesting.
That's why the spot ETF thing is a big
Yeah.
deal, because that'll be the first like movement within the federal government promoting Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because here in Miami, we do have the mayor of Miami who
Was he a Bitcoin guy?
he's just a big Bitcoin guy.
takes his paycheck in Bitcoin.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And then you could pay taxes or fees in Miami in Bitcoin.
Miami-Dade County, you could pay taxes?
Not Miami-Dade County, the city of Miami.
Oh,
Yeah, where he runs it,
Mhm.
he allows it.
City of Miami.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's interesting.
So you could pay all your taxes, city of Miami taxes,
Yeah.
or tickets or like stuff in Bitcoin.
Shit. The more you know.
So that's starting at the small local government.
Yeah. Working its way up.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, that guy was running for president. He didn't make it to the
No,
GOP,
he didn't actually.
to the GOP debate.
Oh, he didn't even make it.
He didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
There was something wrong with the polls because
Yeah.
to be part of the debate, you need to score at least 1% approval on various polls. On I think it's at least 3 polls, and he missed like one of the polls.
Yeah, we
Fudged.
thought he did, or it was announced he was, but then to like the very last minute, it was like, oh no, there was like a couple that said they were, but didn't end up making it to the polls.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. Maybe next year. Or
So there's
next semester.
Next-
Next term.
Next term, next year. I'm like,
I think
"You're
he's still running though. He just didn't make it to the debate.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, so
I mean-
the debates are just like, do you qualify for this debate or not? I don't know if you don't qualify, you might be like eliminated. So I'm not too sure on that clarity, but I do know like even if you don't go to the debate, let's say assuming you do qualify to go and you don't go, you can still continue running. Like what happened with Trump right now, that he didn't go, but he qualified to go. But
was
Trump's
busy
a
with
whole
other things,
yeah, Trump's a whole different story.
real
That's a
busy
different
with
thing,
other
yeah. But there, and also, bless you.
Thank you.
It also might not be Bitcoin what we're using to transact daily, just because it's some people don't see it like that in its like use. They look at more so as digital gold,
With like an investment kind of.
more so just a store of value. Even maybe it is used like that, maybe it's not. That just the market will determine that.
Sure.
What the use case is going to be.
Absolutely.
But for like daily use, it may be a different form of a different coin created for that
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
Like a sub-level coin.
Yeah, so like
which could be Bitcoin
like
denominated.
Discord,
Yeah.
I think, has some type of crypto implementation, and Reddit does also. So
Do
in
they?
Reddit and TikTok,
Reddit has like the gold.
yeah. So like
Where it's like the currency.
it's like
within
different
their-
things that you could send out.
that transfers to value.
Exactly.
At the end of the day. So like the TikTok streams that they
Yeah,
the live
exactly.
streams that
Yeah.
they send people.
So
to,
essentially, the whole point of having like that on a blockchain, which is what the technology that backs crypto, would be like, oh, this is not fudged numbers.
Yeah, genuine.
They're genuine, exactly.
Verification of it.
Mhm.
Heard.
Yeah. So like in terms of like real world use, it's more so like bringing back trust to the currency that we're using, because right now we just have a system where politicians can spend how they want when they want, and that doesn't give us, the consumer of that currency, any like basis on forming trust with the currency. That's why
Well, the
that's why
system was
prices.
designed this way.
Yeah,
You're
you're
this
right.
entire economic system wasn't designed with the intention for the consumer to have any awareness or
People didn't have awareness.
No system was though, like in general.
for the,
Terms of money.
there certainly are instances of countries handling that
Better.
situation better. Not to say that there are economic modes that are explicitly superior or inferior, but there are.
For the most part, right now, every country has the same system, like a fiat-based system, where it's a central location that controls how much is in circulation or not. And crypto, Bitcoin, does this thing where it's like no one person has control over that.
Yeah.
It is the code that says there will be 21 million in existence, point blank period.
Yeah.
And every 10 minutes, a certain amount will be added to the circulation.
Well, if the
mic, please.
Sorry.
I just want to make sure people hear you.
Absolutely.
Gosh darn it.
I'm trying to form my thought here. The concept of there being mismanagement of funds only occurs after human involvement happens with whatever currency we're talking about. So say Bitcoin starts being, revolved in the government and used governmentally. Who's to say they can't be misappropriated once they're in the government's hands? Then
that's what I was referring to.
It still is blockchain certified, but it is. There are maybe some more. Well, my understanding is there might not be entire anonymous, or it might not be entirely anonymous.
It's pseudo-anonymous.
Because your key is associated to a wallet, which is associated to an identity, not necessarily your real identity or another identity.
So if the government used Bitcoin itself to do that, you're right, you can still mismanage funds. The main difference will be you're going to see it.
Oh, absolutely, but we see it now.
There's a difference. We assume it. We're not sure about it.
We can absolutely be pretty certain. We look at our budgeting for the past 3 years. The defense budget has went up $85 billion.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you don't know where it went. You know, the $85 billion went to the defense budget. We don't know exactly.
Yeah, we don't know
which
who
subcontractors.
Yeah, how they're spending the money.
As opposed to with
if it's
Bitcoin,
on the blockchain,
it's going to see the transaction
exactly,
and only then would we see the pseudo key. So like the pseudo identity. So say I was watching this video yesterday of a head of security for the Iowa State Lottery, where he was responsible for the oversight of all these systems. He hacked into it, got the codes, made a couple $1 million or whatever. The same system could be set in place where, by virtue of the government setting up the sender and the recipient keys, wallets, however you might have it, they could theoretically, fudge the numbers too. They could send money to this wallet, send money to this other wallet. Who can verify the authenticity of these wallets, the identity behind the owners of these wallets? Corruption can happen in any case.
It's not about stopping the corruption. It's about it being publicly known that it occurred. That corruption occurred. There is without like if the movement of funds occurred, it would be like that movement of funds by the people could be like, what is this?
Now, sorry to cut you off again, but if I'm all on board with the accountability side of things, but if we were in a world where we as citizens had a desire to really know exactly how it's happening, wouldn't there be an accountability, oversight committee in government as it currently stands?
Isn't there a committee to oversee already
how the government's spending money? And
there are committees for this
that exists,
and they are audited.
Like what?
So
which ones and how heavily are those companies or programs funded to ensure the validity of their auditing?
So look, I think the Pentagon a couple months back we said this like 5,000 times. Yeah. Pentagon got audited recently. Mm-hmm. It failed its audit for the 5th time in a row.
No one gives a fuck.
No one cares. That over 60% of the Pentagon's budget, no one knows where it is. They don't know where the funds are.
Who's auditing? That's my question.
It's a private company.
It
gets hired by the government. They do different ways of doing the pricing for that. Yeah. But essentially, whichever company, usually whenever a private company works with a government agency, it's whatever company provides the most services for the lowest price. They worked on like a reverse.
It's like a bid.
Reverse auction type deal.
Absolutely.
So whichever one finds the best deal, the government contracts.
So it's not just about it being audited; it's about what repercussions are there for this not occurring.
100%.
Which on chain, it could be like, okay, if it's failed this audit, we're no longer going to be approving these transactions.
Yeah.
As the network as a whole be like this, since it keeps on failing, we'll no longer approve those transactions to occur.
What would incentivize the banks or the facilitating actors behind these transactions to actually restrict that access?
So,
because if there was an incentive, then the banks would do a similar thing. If the Pentagon was audited and failed, the banks might. If there was an incentive for that to happen on blockchain,
so there's control within. So the issue there is that everything is managed and controlled within itself.
Absolutely. That's why
that's why that's what we're talking about probably won't happen, because it would be Bitcoin. It would be also all of America. The idea would be all of America to run their own nodes, or as much nodes as we can as the people, and be like, 300 out of 350 people, there are, let's give a number of 50 million nodes for those 300, right? They'll be like, we failed again. These 50 million, which is America, are saying no to that transaction. As the people, we're not allowing it.
Right.
That would be the idea there. And then since it's a public ledger, public chain, the rest of the community be like, why is that occurring? Where is that census coming from?
Right.
So it can be not
theoretically there could be the right.
Correct.
But I guess my position is that just as much in theory, there could have already been implemented in our current world a situation to handle the same kind of issues.
But the thing is, you're allowing the people in control of it to do that, and it's not going to happen.
I mean, that happens on a daily, everywhere. We just have this Pentagon example as our primary example of a organization that failed its audit. But that's not to say that other organizations across the country in governmental positions have been audited and passed for the wrong reasons.
Correct.
Right? So,
there's no transparency there.
Absolutely.
The blockchain would allow.
We've investigated ourselves and concluded that we've done nothing wrong.
That happens.
With the public ledger, it would be like, we investigated ourselves, but everyone sees it. Yeah. What's going on here?
Absolutely.
It's just it adds the likelihood of there being repercussions for what they're doing. Similar to like the trading thing, like why are politicians allowed? Maybe they aren't allowed to trade directly, but they're allowed to give the information to someone in the family, and they're allowed to make the trade on their behalf.
Absolutely.
And they have the insider information.
Yeah.
Why aren't they not passing a bill saying politicians shouldn't trade? Or why isn't that being publicly voted to be a public, for you and I to be like, that shouldn't be allowed? Let's vote on that. That should be.
They have no desire to bring that to us to vote on.
Exactly.
Right. Because they directly benefit.
Exactly.
So in theory, to fix this, you install an oversight committee and then install an oversight committee to the oversight committee. But we live in a world where we can't. It's like that concept only speaks to the fact that we're in such a twisted sense of the governmental politics of the world, where we can't trust our leaders to have our best interest in mind.
Because it's all in one group.
Yeah, because it's one power.
In theory, we get rid of 75% of all politicians in current offices.
We replace it with
they'll
code.
die off in like 10 years anyway by old age.
No, but then they just get replaced.
You get replaced by
we mean like eliminate
positions of 75.
Yeah, like
so one of the current,
which sections?
So one of the current candidates that's running on the right he's
the GOP
on the GOP. Yeah,
who?
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Sorry,
no, you're good. Vivek Ramaswamy. He's the Indian guy. He's cool. I like him. I liked him before he ran for office or was running for office. But one of his things was like, when Trump got in office, he tried to fire people, and they told him he couldn't do that. Mm-hmm. They're like, no, you can't fire individuals, blah, blah, blah. He goes, you're right. Maybe you can't fire individuals, but you can do mass layoffs as the executive. Mm-hmm. So his first thing was, I'll just get rid of all of them. As many as I can get rid of on a mass layoff scale, I'm getting rid of all of them.
Okay.
Whether he does it or not, I don't know.
Sure.
But it's the first person or the first politician who has said, I'm going to get rid of them, and I know how to do it. Or he has the information to do it without repercussions.
Sure,
right? But ideally, that's where it would have to start. It has to start with changing the current system we have, or getting people who are willing to either say or try to implement it.
Well, look, my question to that would be, which positions or regions of government would he like to lay off, and what are the assumed benefits, or what are the assumed outcomes?
I'll have you back on for a longer episode because that's a deep topic.
It really is.
No, because he said the ones he would have already get rid of. He's like, I'll get rid of FBI completely. Whether I'm not saying I agree with it or not. I'm just saying what he has said.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll get rid of FBI completely. Mm-hmm. I'll get rid of half of the CIA.
Sure.
Or whatever. He said he'll get rid of X like different agencies that he feels that aren't doing any good or just not doing the most good.
Yeah. Whatever.
But he has given a few names, mainly the FBI, CIA, and I think a few others he's brought up. But ideally, in a Bitcoin society or crypto society, is just adding as much power truly to the people to vote on the issues.
Absolutely. I mean, we as people want the power distributed amongst the people, but the reality is our leaders don't necessarily want the same thing.
Absolutely. I said something on a prior episode where I'm like, we should the human or not the human, the average person will be difficult to vote on every issue, which is true. It would be, but we should have the ability to maybe not vote on every single issue, but on big things like if politicians should vote or not. I mean,
absolutely.
Be in stocks or not be in stocks. The majority of people have said no. That should be put to vote to the people, for the people.
Certainly.
I think that's where change should probably start being made.
Concerns like that are constantly obfuscated by media.
Yeah.
By news that throws a different bone in your face for the week. Gets you off that idea.
Yeah, brings your attention somewhere else.
Absolutely. That happens and I hate to say it, happens a lot with right-wing media, more specifically. And then you have the bad actors in the left wing too. I'm not saying either party is perfect. In fact, I think both parties fucking suck dick.
I'm like, I think part of the issues is that we go right or left, and it doesn't matter. Everyone does it.
Absolutely. Well, there is some validity to it happening. Far more. It doesn't matter on one side
because we like saying politicians are. We like saying for the trading, we're like,
cut off all of them.
No, but we like saying that it's more of a red versus blue, and it's like no.
What about it is red versus blue?
Like who does more illegal? Like who does more insider trading? Politicians. They people like making sense of it's more reds than blues.
I think when people argue either it's more reds than blues or more blues than reds, you're on the wrong topic.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We agree there. You're talking about the wrong thing. I think it should be shut down regardless of the party. And if you're arguing that the other party is doing it more, you're just being a stupid bitch. Your party is probably doing it just as much.
I think that's the issue. We fall on that thing. Oh, camera's hot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sick. Fellas, thank you for having me on.
We'll have you back on.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is good talk.
Absolutely.
Well,
little triple handshake in the middle.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, nice.
That was kind of funny. Well, we'll be back for another episode next week.
Sometimes crypto.
Sometimes crypto. Sometimes politics.
It's been a really politics heavy lately.
Past couple episodes.
Yeah,
it's good. Shit happens sometimes.
Thank you for watching.
Like, subscribe, tune in. This episode will be out next Thursday, like always.
Ayo.
Just record in advance.
Or this Thursday.
Yeah, this Thursday. Or you'll see it.
Whichever Thursday you're listening to.
The Thursday is coming up.
Yep. Thank you for watching.
Laters.